thank you all so very much for bearing with us. Last week was kind of a weird day, and I apologize. Every once in a while, we need to take a little hiatus from things to kind of like recenter ourselves. That being said, we are back and we are better than ever. Well, I don't know, better than ever, but we're back and ready to go. However, just as we get back, we take a break. So next week is Christmas week, and then the following week is New Year's week, and we actually have a tradition here with Dire Bear Adventuring Company where I take those 2 weeks off. I give them to everybody to enjoy because people are usually traveling or going here and there. And even though we are in the midst of a pandemic, lockdown, yada, 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 I still want to give and afford that time to people. With that in mind, I have still going to maintain that where we take 2 weeks off. So we will be back on the 4th of January. That is the first Monday in January, and we will be back ready to go with all of our players in tow. And we hope that you all will join us as well. So a big shout to our sponsor and our support that has been there with us for a long time, D&D Beyond. That's D letter ND Beyond.com. You can go there and sign up and create characters, manage your encounters, create campaigns, and write down notes. That's where I have a lot of notes for this game. All sorts and manner of things that you can do within there. They are actually, I don't know that they have a sale going on anymore, but they did have a sale for a short period of time there. What I would suggest doing is going and checking out any and all of their products because even here we give away some um my brain just went blank in mid thought. We give away package deals like legacy bundles and things like that. So tune in here and tune in and look out, check out their site for sales that are going on for the holiday season. One of the other things that I do want to do is and mention is that coming up in the new year, we are looking to do more giveaways. So keep an eye out on what we have coming up. Sorry, my glasses are just like really weird tonight, and I apologize. They feel like they can't get them quite straight. So we're gonna hope that that works. All right, there we go. Anyways, so huge thanks to D&D Beyond for continuing their sponsorship. One of the things I want to talk about, we just got finished with the D&D virtual weekend from Baldman Games, where I ran 5 tables. One of those was an epic, so it was like several tables all getting together to accomplish what they wanted to. Um, we are in the midst of season 10. In January, there will be the virtual D&D weekend coming up. I think it's going to be like the second weekend of the month, but then later than January, or maybe earlier, there is going to be the Moonshade Isles catch up, also being hosted by Baldman Games. So there's lots of D&D that can go on this coming January, and in February there's going to be a virtual D&D weekend, which is all Adventurers League, as well as Winter Fantasy will be online this year as opposed to a public place, which kind of bums me out because whenever we did Winter Fantasy last year, nope, let me rephrase that. We did the last Winter Fantasy, which was this year. We actually got to go to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I got to actually hug people that I have only seen in camera, and I will miss that because that means I don't get to see Q, and I don't get to see Nancy, and I don't get to see Maddie, and so I'm kind of bummed about that, but it's better off in the long run, and we will make up that time another time. So check out those going on. Yawningportal.com will have an advertisement for any upcoming virtual things that are being put online by any group being hosted through Wizards of the Coast. So check out their site, yawningportal.com. As far as other events that are coming up, in January, I'm going to go back to the live stuff in person at Lucky Dice Cafe and possibly at Liquor Express. I need to talk to both groups. I know Lucky Dice Cafe is ready for me to get back in house. If you're looking for something entertaining to watch on Wednesdays, starting at like 5 p.m. most of the time, Howard Brock, the owner of Lucky Dice Cafe, and myself put on a little podcast, a little Facebook Lives, not a podcast. We put on a little Facebook Live every week where he and I talk about events coming up in the store and with Dire Bear Adventuring Company, and we talk about all kinds of things. It's just two old white guys talking about gaming stuff. I find it entertaining just because Howard and I play off of one another quite well. So you can check that out on Facebook Live off of Lucky Dice's page. Lucky Dice Cafe is the page that you would want to look for. All right, let's see. Let's do a little recap, and then we will jump into the game. I will go ahead and say whenever the cameras come up, you will notice that we are missing a member. Unfortunately, Gej had to work tonight, so they won't be playing with us this evening. However, they will be here in spirit. There's also something new that you will notice. I'm not going to drop any hints on that until you see it. With that being said, let's talk about last time we met. They investigated an goings on or happening in a border town of Hungary and Romania, and they found there was this man, for all intents and purpose, a man, but he was created, sort of a Frankenstein's monster sort of thing. He revealed that his name was Adrian. He actually knew sign, and a brief conversation with the farmer that reported the incident actually revealed that the farmer had grown fond of the individual, grown fond of Adrian. And they're investigating now the whereabouts or the origins of Adrian and where he came from. They were invited back to a manor of the mayor, and as we left off last time, they pulled up in front of the beautiful home, if a little outdated, a little rundown, but the home of the mayor, where they are invited in for dinner and to stay the night. And that's where we'll pick up with the Troubleshooters. Welcome back, everyone. And as you can see, the thing that I was going to not talk about but show you is we have the character artwork done. So each one of them was done individually. We have Liz looking beautiful in person as well as in her artwork. We have Emrys, who matches up perfectly with the not so Han Solo this week. And then Moonin looking dapper as always. And unfortunately, Gej could not join us tonight because they had to work. But you can see the artwork there. So a huge thanks to Interstellar Machine for all of the hard work that they put in creating those for us. So thank you so much. If you guys want beautiful commissioned artwork like this, and the commissions are open, seek out Interstellar Machine for their hard work. Let's begin. The manor itself is clean, not overly so. You can see that the family of the mayor is there. The driver, as well as the mayor himself, who share a family resemblance. There are also 5 other young men of varying ages, all, of course, younger than the mayor himself. And there are also 3 women. Well, 2 women and a teenage-ish girl. They all, again, share very similar features and effects to the mayor himself. He invites you in, as we talked about last time, and tells you that he will help put you up for the evening and offer you a meal. Colm took him up on this offer, and as we begin, Colm looks around a bit nervously and says, "So, we have a lot to uncover. I think a nice meal will do us well, but where should we go from there?"
Well, I think top of our list, at least as far as research goes, we can ask through town. I might have some people I can reach out to here, but we should look into any large house fires, building fires that have happened in the last, X period of time.
Mm-hmm. I concur. It's a good place to start. What else should we do? Do we trust the farmer to take care of Adrian?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you feel so bold about that. So we don't have any concerns then?
I mean, to be fair, we were hired to investigate, and if
We have indeed investigated.
if Adrian is not causing any trouble, I don't see a reason for it to be trouble.
I agree.
I would want to know more about how something like that came to be,
Yes.
because I
We're,
feel that's a very specific skill set and might narrow down who we're looking for here.
I also think that it would be reasonable to try to figure out why we were given, especially a flamethrower, and so much ammunition for this. I feel like the Duke knows more than what he is letting on.
I agree, but how are we supposed to get him alone to have that conversation with him? I mean, his house is rather protected, shall we say? I mean, do we just report back, hey, we found your monster? Unfortunately, it looks like you know more than you're letting on. Seems a bit abrupt to go directly to him that way.
I could always get my foot in the door if that's what we want.
We can also lead with, we found a beast in the woods and took care of it. Could
I
be.
think Imris has the right of it. If we were to give you time alone, do you think you could use your skill set to acquire information?
See why not? Not like I
Hmm.
haven't done something like that before, so
True.
I just need to know where I'm going. I'll figure out which one is his office and go from there.
So we need to find blueprints or a layout of some sort to figure out where he's at.
Then it comes down
Well, we've
to
been to his office, have we not?
You were not really in his office. It was more like a library or a study, but you're
a
not sure if
meeting
that was his
room.
office. Mm-hmm.
Unless we can somehow make some sort of distraction,
Here's what I suggest. Lysandra, Moonin, why don't the two of you head off to investigate fires around this area, major fires? Here's the thing. We don't know how old Adrian is. It could have been last week. It could have been a month. It could have been years ago, for all we know. I don't think that we should leave any stone unturned in regards to that. Emrys, you and I will head back to the Duke's estate and see what we can find there. My contact will allow proper distraction while you see what you can find. Don't take anything specifically, but try to do your best to gather information.
of course. If you have a spare notebook, I could write things down.
Do I have a spare notebook?
That's why I asked.
Like you haven't met me.
Those are filed under N.
For
Just a
notebook.
stack of them.
No, it's filed under J for journal.
Mm.
Um,
Two different types of books.
One has a lock and moons on it.
Mm-hmm.
For my
Little
ops.
danglies on the corner.
Of course,
I feel like
for my
you
personal
outed me.
ops.
I think I have one of those. I think I have a notebook with little moons on it. Stop.
Do you have the old Trapper Keeper with and was it no what was her name with all the like stylized unicorns and stuff? Am I the only one that's old enough to remember those?
I
Are you
remember
talking about
those.
Lisa Frank?
Lisa Frank, yes, with the trap like that was all the Trapper Keepers had Lisa Frank on there.
Yep.
All right.
Question for the DM.
Answer for the DM. Or from the DM.
Because
one.
of my background, would I know a contact in the area to speak with?
I may have the same question because I could also have a contact, just maybe of different means.
Hold on, I'll just ping you this background.
Okay.
Hold on, let me. This is the feat that I mean for myself that I have
Okay.
that I don't know if would be helpful or not.
Yeah, figure it's worth asking before we start. Ask before we
I
start
feel
looking
like
for
the
information.
two of you are the opposite sides of the same coin. But it's like I'm like reading this, I'm like, wait a minute. This is the same thing. It's worded differently and it's a little different, but still.
You know, same hat, different person.
Same hat. Same hat.
I may not know
If you
someone directly, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
even
you
like
don't know someone directly, but you know what to look for. You know what element to look for.
okay.
The same thing goes for Emerus. You don't know anyone directly,
Mhm.
but you know the right things to say, the right names to drop to get information.
Mhm. Figured if we were looking for a blueprint of sorts, that there was going to be someone that I could know that would have it.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to see if is that the tactic you want to take to see if you can find out the information as opposed to like
Well, if I can find a blueprint, I'm sure not a lot of the information would be out if he's trying to hide something, unless he's like told someone who's just like, I have secrets. But if I can find at least a blueprint for the house, maybe, because I'm sure those just aren't in public records of some sort.
You find a bar that's just called We Have Secrets.
Yes.
the greased palm.
Uh,
All right. I will say that that is a safe route for you to take. All right. So with that in mind, does anybody else have anything as far as the plan of splitting the party?
I mean, for now, I say we get our meal, get some rest, and head back to the city and start gathering info.
Okay. The meal is filling, if not a little bland. It's not very heavy, but you can see that he takes advantage, or not takes advantage, but he uses his position to somewhat his benefit. Like, he's not saying he's taking all of something, but the choice cuts are his. The top layer are what he takes.
He's using his position to top off his pantry.
Exactly. As you sit down for dinner, he stands at the head of the table, and it's a large room, a long table with everybody seated. Um, the three of you are seated side by side by side, opposite of the boys or the sons, and you can see they're arranged almost by age. To your right are two of the younger women, and then the oldest woman is at the head of the table, opposite of him. He stands and he says, "My family, I think that we are blessed to have guests in our house this evening. Thank you all for coming. I would like to start a toast to the health and well being of everyone within the Directorate of Magic."
Is this in a language I can understand?
He is speaking in English.
Okay, just checking. I mean, I'm smiling and nodding either way, but
To the Directorate, and they kind of hoist their glass and give a kind of cheer or like a huzzah, but definitely in Romani. Um, he puts his glass down. He sits down in his chair and he says, "Please, guests first." And you can see that um, some mashed root vegetable, more than likely like a heavy turnip or something like that, is passed, and food is passed around the table. It's simple but decent fare. He starts to carve off a part of the roast to serve around to you all. As he does so, he starts to talk, kind of knocked my camera loose there. Just kind of ruminating openly. There was a time when those who were well versed in magic had a position within other places that it seems to have mostly faded these days. It is truly a sight that those who were once powerful and respected have fallen so far from where they were. There was a time when, and he starts to serve to the plates, if you had the ability to do something even minor, that you were sought out to hold a position. But, alas, we are no longer to practice magic openly, not without, of course, the consent of the directorate. As though their hand guides everything. Long may they live. And he hoists his glass, and you watch. It's almost like programmed or robotic. They all hoist their glass, and you can see the young men are all like not staring daggers at you, but they have a very locked gaze on all of you, the four of you there, or five of you there. The glasses are put down, and he continues to ruminate as he passes the food around and then finally sits down. It is truly a shame that those people are no longer to be trusted. So much so that an organization had to be put into place to better oversee the smaller people. I understand it is for our own safety, but at the same time, at what price do we sacrifice for that safety and security? It is a shame. You did not. Hmm?
That drink every time.
Every time. Should pour it into a glass and drink it off camera. Actually, I have a glass right here. He looks at all of you expectantly, and the family is all looking at you now, as though they're waiting for you to go first. That sounds weird.
Is he blowing smoke up our asses?
Give me an insight check.
Let's start with this one tonight.
I know you're wonderful at those.
That's a dirty 20 to start the night.
13.
That didn't help.
Nope.
You're just making a face and shaking your head. No.
It doesn't take up as much space on the camera now.
Roll the
But
dirty 20 as well.
Nice. So yeah, I had a notoriously green bottle substance. My face could disappear. Oh, now that it's empty, it doesn't show up as well. So it's more the liquid than anything else.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hide behind my camera. You understand that he is veiling words to make them sound honeyed, but there is venom behind what he's saying. You get the idea that while he is praising the directorate, his true feelings are anything but.
And how about the rest of the room?
They seem to more or less
Not as
side.
veiled Venom?
Yeah, well, they're not really speaking. They're all very quiet, but they seem to give you the indication that they will agree with their father.
Does anything seem off about the family?
Give me another insight check.
That is a 16.
um,
That's a 24.
they seem a little it's hard to put your finger on what it is, but there is a little bit of too much familial resemblance with some of them.
Like incest?
Possibly.
Liz is going to pull out a flask and drink out of the flask rather than partake in the meal until she sees everyone eating.
All right. Excuse me.
What is in the cup in front of us? Is it water, alcohol?
It is. It is water.
Oh, raise the cup and take a swig.
All right. He sorry, hang on just 1 second here. While he does like hoist his glass with you, you can tell that it's I wouldn't say forced, but it's definitely not an honest like feeling. I am doubly honored to have with me this evening not one but 5 members of the directorate. Let me ask, have you been with them long? And he looks pointedly at Lysandra.
Since the end of the war, I have been coasting, and when the directorate asked for my advice, I decided to join them.
Tell me, what are your feelings on those who use magic? Do you feel that they should be cowed and herded? Only allowed to practice if they have the permission and granted access by a higher power? And I don't mean a godly power, I mean an earthly higher power.
Liz looks over at Colm for a second before turning back to the mayor and going, magic is innate, and it is something that some have to learn, some are just born with it. But I have also seen the horrors of the battlefield, and if you haven't, if you've been lucky enough not to, then your position might be different than mine. but I do feel like there needs to be some control. But harmless people should be left alone, in my opinion.
Ah, so you think that as long as the magic is trivial, and that they should be allowed to practice, as it were, how they wish to. Is that right?
Depends on what you mean by trivial.
A minor illusion here, a cantrip there, if you will. Some minor things, healing your neighbor, blessing their crops, if you will, making rainfall when there is no rain. Those sort of things.
But with those sort of things, where does it draw the line? And if you can make rain, would you flood your farmer's field if you didn't like them because you wanted to be prosperous? There's a lot of implications with magic, and I am here as a medic. I am not here to make decisions. I am just here to keep everyone alive.
An interesting take on this. He looks over at Emrys and he says, "You, are you a practitioner of magic?
No,
And yet you are used like a tool for the directorate's purpose, aren't you?"
I have been used for much worse.
So you agree with their stance on magic, that if it is not guided by a careful hand, and who is to decide that that hand should guide magic anyways? It is an organic thing after all. You agree with their stance then?
You ask a lot of questions for just inviting us for dinner and a place to rest. There must be something else that you would rather speak about.
What's your passive perception?
12.
Okay.
17.
15.
17. Since you're kind of no longer being addressed directly, you can see the youngest of the sons, who is actually looks to be like the youngest child, maybe with one of the other girl at the end of the table. His hands are gripping the edge of the table, like he has a hold of it, and you can see his knuckles are white right now. He's very clearly restraining himself, but everybody ready for my face to disappear? Here we go.
There it goes. Oh.
And I'm back.
Thank you for the party boon, Raymond.
Party boon.
Who is directly next to her? Is she seated in between Emrys and Moonin?
So the way the table goes is the five of you are seated. Then the youngest girl would be on the end next to Colm. So she's sitting next to Colm. You can't, I mean, you can look down the table and see her, but she's down there.
Okay. Whoever she is, if she's next to Muna, which she probably would be, she's going to tap his shoulder and like pointedly look, but not do it in an obvious way.
Okay.
It's like tap tap.
That was the best.
Don't look now.
Grab his knee. Okay, I'm gonna tell you to look over this guy, but don't look. Sorry.
There's a cute guy behind you. I think he's looking. And it's just like, huh?
What?
Just
There's a what? Oh, hey. All right, so you point you discreetly point out the young man.
And I will quietly say, in Norwegian, I don't trust these folks.
Oh, me neither. Not even a little bit. Not
Sleep.
even a little bit. Honestly, I think our best option is to try to peacefully
Run!
disengage or set the house on fire.
Who has the highest strength? Can somebody flip the
Peacefully,
table?
wait, peacefully disengage and set the house on fire.
No, or there's an or. If we couldn't peacefully
Okay.
disengage,
Okay.
I mean,
fire
I'm not.
always works. Plus,
I'm
we have
not
the flamethrower.
saying that that's out of the question, but I know we do have someone itching to use a flamethrower. That is just me saying this out of game, but
It's me
As-
sitting there, like, just picturing Gej, like, just at the end of the table, just, like, cleaning.
Ge-
sitting
Gej-
there
Gej is
eating
like,
with one hand, the other hand is up like this, just going whoosh.
I'm gonna go
whoosh,
make creme brulee for
whoosh.
Gage is like, I'm gonna go make creme brulee for everybody. It's in the car. I'll be right back.
This would then also say, besides the very odd family, do you feel like he's a magic user? Do you feel like peacefully disengaging is going to be hard?
I feel like sleeping in shifts tonight is a good idea.
You gonna turn this family original recipe or extra crispy?
And see, I feel
Spicy,
as if we
extra crispy.
still have the Duke's offer on the table, and considering that we need to go back there anyway, it might be good to try to disengage before we go to sleep.
While they're having their conversation, I
In Norwegian.
yeah, I'm just sitting there like, you know what?
I figured
used to
Emrys
it.
was still talking with, was
Yeah.
it Alexi, was it?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I figured we would just quietly talk while Emrys was having their conversation.
I don't like talking in Norwegian anyway. Sorry, I'm gonna blow over his questions and not really answer what he's asked of me, but I apologize. I'm not feeling all that well at the moment. Do you have a washroom perchance that I can use?
Sabrina. Show Emrys. Show. Oh, sorry, you never said your name. Show our guest to the bathroom.
At this, Liz turns her head to look at Emrys to see if he actually doesn't feel well, or if he's fine.
I don't know if Emrys hasn't planned anything ahead with any of the party, whether he's not. I mean, he's not. He's feeling fine, but if you can tell that just by eyesight, he looks.
Emrys
doesn't
looks
look ill.
distressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emrys is
So
just like blank face, like a washroom, perchance. That's about it.
The youngest girl gets up from the table and walks over and stands near you as you rise. You can see she keeps her head down and her hands folded in front of her. A plain cream-colored dress bound at the waist, but it seems like it's a little more than a sackcloth, cut to where it fits her. It's very, very plain peasant looking. She escorts you out of the large dining area into what appears to be like a kitchen larder area, out through that door and into like a short hallway, and you can see she motions to a door that is clearly a water closet or bathroom washroom.
Perfect.
She steps back and like stands at the edge of the wall, but again she keeps her face and head down. The sleeves of her dress are long and cuffed and buttoned. The collar of her dress is not open. It's actually comes up, and there is a clasp at the collar that keeps it bound.
Okay. Thank you. You can head back if you'd like. I know the way.
I will wait.
Are you sure?
Father would ask for it that way.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me? I missed that.
Father would ask for it that way.
Your father seems very controlling and having a lot of opinions.
Father knows what is best for all of us.
Oh man.
Do you think he knows what's best, or do you just go along with it?
Father brought the family back together once mother had died. Father. And she looks up at you. And like it's a dead stare in your face that says, I will broke no argument with you. Father knows what is best. And then
Of
she
course.
drops her gaze again.
Of course. Thank you. Going into this little washroom, is there a window?
Yes, there is.
Can I fit through this window?
It is a little higher up,
Mhm.
and it is not a standard size window, but Emrys, being the slight figure that he is, yes, can fit through the window.
Baby man. Perfect.
His feet reach the ground. He's tall enough.
Exactly. Just because I'm 5'5". A baby man, a real baby. I mean, I could make myself a little taller if I wanted to. Just don't feel like it right now.
Heels? Oh, wait, no. I know you can. Yes. Forgot for a moment.
Pulls out different pair of shoes. See, I'm taller.
Platforms. Bada!
Or platforms. What's up, everybody?
50 years before their time. Bada!
Made them
Actually,
myself. You know what? Gotta copyright that.
longer than that, but anyways.
This we're still technically on the first floor. Yes. What is outside the window?
Like a small little flower bed. That's the
Okay.
word I was looking for. A little flower bed.
Well, I don't
There's
want to
some
tread on
bushes.
yours.
There's some bushes there. You can see that you're gonna fall into it, but you're not going to like suffer any damage there.
That's okay. I don't want to fall in and drop out. I would like to like like legs are still inside the bathroom, like sitting on that window ledge, and I'd like to
Mhm.
just lean back and look up to see second floor wise if there are any extra windows that I could possibly reach, either a balcony or anything like that.
Directly above this, there is a balcony. You can see that it has about it's not a very deep one, so it's only like 3 feet out.
Okay.
But you can see that it's directly above you, but it runs about 4 feet, or no, it runs about 6 feet in either direction. So good to know. Platform shoes, 15th century,
Hmm.
because they were also tiny back then. All right, here we go. The
I,
DM's face is going to disappear.
I had
Bye
to know,
bye.
so I went and looked it up.
There's very little left now.
All right. I can I reach it?
I just hydrated. Can that count? Because I'm out. I'm out. I don't have any.
Time to go
I have to
get
get some more
more.
at break. At break, I will. Um,
I do have rope. I know that.
yeah.
I don't want to do anything that's going to make it too loud. I'm definitely trying to be as quiet as possible, and I would have locked up the bathroom door.
Well, it's heavy wood. It's a heavy wooden space.
Yeah.
You can try. You can. Sorry, stretchy time. Oh gosh, I'm so glad we added this in here. All right. You don't have like second story work or anything. You didn't take the thief background, did you?
No, I have no criminal slash spy.
Not background archetype.
No, I'm assassin.
Okay. I will let you do it, but you're gonna have to tell me how you're gonna do it.
Okay. So I have a crowbar and I have some rope. If there's a chance that there is something that I can hook up onto for the second balcony to kind of help
Probably a
me.
railing. Probably a railing.
All right. I would do that. And then mostly just pulling myself up.
Okay. I want you to give me an acrobatics first of all. This is you looping the crowbar out, up, and over a railing.
Acrobatics, you said?
Mm-hmm.
16.
I'm sorry, what was that?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you whip it. Sounds really weird. You whip it out, up and around. Giggity. And you pull the rope, and it has perched in there. You can feel that it actually has some hold. You don't know how much though. Now you got to climb up this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be an athletics check for you.
Ooh. Thank God. I was like, I only have a +2 in athletics. End me now. That's a 19. I rolled a 17.
All right. You skitter up the rope, J-hooking your feet so that you can use them to rest, and then you scamper up.
Mm-hmm.
You climb over the rail. Give me a stealth check now.
Okay, that I'm good at. 30-20.
Okay. There is a door set into the wall that you're looking at over the edge of the balcony, and you can see that there are two very large, like floor to ceiling windows on opposite sides of those. Inside the room, even though it's dimly lit, you can see that this is what would probably stand for a master bedroom. It's got a big 4-poster bed and a sitting area and things like that. So, yeah, you ease the doors open and kind of like creep inside.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, you can see that there is actually something in the bed. The length of a person lying down, but
Oh my.
blanket or sheets pulled up. You can't quite see their head.
Okay. From just the distance that I'm at, does it look like they're breathing?
Perception check.
They were breathing.
Yeah.
They're breathing? Yeah? Okay.
What did you roll? I didn't hear what you rolled.
Oh, sorry, a 17. I have
Okay.
15 + 2.
Okay. You do not see a rise and fall of their chest. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Everything's normal here.
So are the blankets pulled over the head?
Pulled up, but where you're at, walking in the door to where they're at lying down, you can't see their head.
Okay. I'll take a couple steps towards the body. I'm not going to touch it or anything like that. I just want to see if I can get a peek at the upper face.
All right. As you creep closer, there is no smell of death. There is no, like, there are no signs that normally go around with death, decay, rot, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you smell like kind of potpourri scents. You smell like flowers, dried flowers, and scents and things like that.
Hmm.
There is a mask over the face, a funerary mask. You've seen these. It depicts a beautiful woman. Um, the eyes painted are actually the eyes are, or the face is painted on there, but the eyes where they are inset with beautiful green emeralds where the eyes are. They're not very big. It'd be the size of your pupils or irises.
Okay.
And they're set in there. The rest of the mask is painted, like her makeup and everything is done on there. It's a very beautiful mask. Given your background and criminal contacts and things like that, this is some money, some cheddar.
Well, uh, even with my criminal background, it's not thief. So
We don't mess with the dead.
listen, the dead can. Ooh, no, ma'am, no, sir, no, no. Looking around the room, are there photo frames?
There are a few frames and photos.
Um, family photos.
You see what appears to be an earlier picture of Alexei and some woman. Her hair is, from what you can see, it's kind of a sepia tone, but her hair is a very dark color. So you would expect it to probably be black.
Okay.
She seems very stoic, almost stern or dour.
Okay.
But even in that very serious appearance, she seems to be stunningly attractive. Later pictures show her older, but nonetheless, like her beauty hasn't slipped with her age. And it's like each one shows a picture of more and more children. The last photo you see is of the two smallest ones, which are a boy and a girl. You suspect that's probably Sabrina and the boy whose name you haven't learned yet. But you notice that there is no woman in this photo. And when I say they're young, they're like, you would probably say about 3 or 4 years old. There's no woman in this photo in this time, and Alexei seems to be standing, and you're not really sure what it is. Give me an investigation check. Actually, Arcana would be another. Actually, Arcana would be the role that I want you to give me.
Arcana. I found it. Okay, sorry. 14.
Something about his appearance from photo to photo, you can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something slightly different about each one. Like maybe he's more shadowed or more like bigger, like not bigger as in like physically bigger, but like his presence is something different about him in each photo.
Hmm.
But you can't quite, it's like that situation where something's off, but you can't quite figure out what it is.
Okay. Um, I guess there's like one
The
thing.
art is so good. What's that? Sorry.
I guess just because I don't know. Are these in black and white or are they in color?
They're like sepia.
Like sepia?
So like an old timey photo.
Okay. There's one thing I'd like to do, but we haven't talked too much on the other abilities that I have
Let's
race
talk about 'em.
wise. Right now my eyes are a sort of they're a very nice brown color. I would like to see if I can switch them to green.
Green like the funerary mask.
Like an emerald green. A nice green. Looking at the photos, if I can like see how they would color there, even though it is sepia, I would like to.
When was the last time that Emrys used these, or has he really used these in the past?
When we talked about his past, probably would have been back in the war, if anything.
Okay. Give me a percentile roll.
Me trying to remember what dice those are. These
That
two?
would be the 2 10s.
6.
6,
44 6.
46.
Yes. Am I cutting in and out? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
here?
you kind of, I'm like losing, like sometimes just like the first bit of your words are just kind of getting
Weird.
bit off.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll try
Oh
keeping
no,
it
much
closer if it
much
helps.
clearer now.
I'll
Okay,
eat my mic.
so no problem. Uh, you you concentrate for a moment, thinking about the color, what you want it to be, and you actually feel the shimmer kind of roll over you. When you open, you find the polished mirror in the room and look, and your eyes are a shade of green, but they're not the emerald green there. So it's like, yes, they are green,
Okay.
but they still have like flecks of the brown in there.
Okay. That's fine. I'll keep it like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, drawers or anything like that, does it look like is she in the center of the bed or is she on the
No,
side of the bed?
she's lying on one side of the bed.
Does the other side of the bed look like it's been made or
It has been
like
made.
it's could I tell, I guess my big question is, could I tell if someone has been if someone has been sleeping beside her? Like, would this mattress have a sort of dip in it if I go and run my
That's what I was
hands
looking for. I'm
over?
like, what are you looking for? Because that's kind of a loaded question. Yeah, you kind of looking at it with your passive perception, you can kind of make out that it looks like somebody has been resting here in this bed.
Okay. I guess the last thing I would like to do very quickly is checking some drawers on either side of the bed. I would also, I actually want to take a couple of those photos, take them from the frame.
Jesus, you monster. We had to do the Mulaney reference. Mulaney, if nobody knows, is like one of Dire Bear's favorite comedians. I introduced somebody to John Mulaney the other day. They had never seen any of his stand-up before. So I was like, you're welcome for that treat in your life. All right.
I'm not
Yeah,
taking all the photos, just a couple.
just a
Mostly
couple
of
of them.
like the full family if I can.
Okay. Yeah, you take I'll let you take a few of those. And as you start to kind of look around the room, you hear a sound. A whisper. As though someone were exhaling.
It was nice knowing everybody.
You also hear footsteps on the stairs and the hallway coming towards you.
Yikes. Could I tell
Ninja
which
smoke.
direction that exhale came from?
It's in the room. No, literally, you hear it coming from
Just the room.
her.
Has anyone gotten up from the table?
Other than Sabrina, the young girl, nobody else has. There's just now it's. I'll come back to the conversation piece on that in a moment.
All right. Hearing the footsteps, even though I heard the exhale, back out the door, shut the door.
Okay. You exit the door and shut it. The door opens and small feet shuffle in, her hands clasped in front of her and her head down. She stands at the foot of the bed, staring at the body there, and says, "You called, Mother?" She seems to listen and nod, and then turns and looks out the window, out the balcony.
I'm trying to make my way back into that
She
washroom.
is not blinking, and I need you to give me a stealth check and then an athletics check.
Here, my purple one will be stealth. My silver one will be athletics. He said.
Climbing is muscles.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a 15 on stealth, and that is a 14 on athletics.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yes, 14. 15, 14.
Got a problem though.
Huh.
You know what that problem is? Crowbar.
Crowbar. That's
You
fine.
just gonna leave the crowbar and rope there?
I wanna okay. I wanna take the rope, and you know how some people like move it like really quick so that it just lets go? I wanna try and see if I can get the rope to flip the crowbar off. I've done it with not a crowbar, but I still would like to try really to see if I can just really quickly do it.
And we're just sitting at the table.
Well, I mean, while this is happening, things are happening at the table. You're sitting there going, "Good soup." Wonder what's taking Emra so long.
You can, I don't know.
Whiplashing the rope. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there thinking to myself, man, okay. You're trying to make enough force,
Mhm.
creating a wave in the rope to where it will pop the crowbar that, might I add, has borne your weight twice
Yeah.
out of the place that it is secured enough to bear a 5'5", although a slip of a man, 5'5" man's weight
Uh-huh.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a hell of an athletics check on that one.
Don't do me dirty. Whoo!
That face alone tells me everything I need to know. You don't even have to tell me the number. I know that's
It wasn't
probably
a
it.
one. It
I know
wasn't
that's
a one.
probably a failure. Yeah,
But it's a
there's a
7.
lot of it's like there's a lot of numbers between 1 and 20.
Worst
Uh,
comes to worst, I'll just leave it.
you whip the rope. Wah! As it does, you watch the wave of it come up and hit the edge of the balcony and just kind of stop. And you're like, that worked a lot better in my head. You wait for a moment and then thinking, oh shit, how am I gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. And then you watch as the rope is pulled for a second, and then the crowbar is chucked over the side. You clamber back inside, closing the window.
I leave the crowbar and the rope in the bush outside the window.
All right. It's probably for the best, honestly. I mean, who sits at the dinner table with a fucking crowbar tucked in their belt? It's my dinner crowbar.
Yeah.
It's my salad crowbar. You have a salad fork, I have a salad crowbar. Don't judge me.
Exactly.
Customs
My
are weird.
family is known for some really dense fruitcake. So, we
have
just bring a table crowbar so we can at least serve it.
we eat walnuts fresh out of the shell, so we just how else are you gonna get the crab open to eat the uh, all right. We've just absolutely broken Shelby. next week, or next time we play on the 4th, Emerson's gonna have the teacup and a crowbar.
I'm sure I could go find one on break if you'd like.
No, it's okay. All right.
Exactly. You use a chisel to make an opening in the fruitcake, and then the crowbar is to pull it into slices. Thank you, chat.
Smart thinking.
That is some good thinking.
All
My
right.
family is not known for their cooking.
All right. I'm about to get outed.
Opening the door?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like make sure I myself am good. Everything that I have that I've taken is tucked away. Actually, I don't want the photos on me. I'd like to leave them outside as well. Yeah,
Just throwing
everything on
everything in the
me
bushes.
out the window. I'd like to put them in like where no, yeah, just where the crowbar and the rope would have been dropped. I'd put the photos there. I will possibly fetch them later. If not, it's like a fun, scavenger hunt. Uh, mm, uh, and then yeah, wash my hands and then out I go.
As you finish washing up your hands in the basin there and you open the door, the young girl is standing there. This time, instead of keeping her head down, she has her head up and she has leveled her gaze at you.
You must have
Troubles?
hated standing there.
It's fine. It is what father would have wanted.
Of course. Shall we go join them for dinner?
Let's. After you, since you do say that you know how to find your way.
Of course.
And she does, she follows you. While all of that was going on at the table, Alexei seems to have lost his conversation partner and has instead engaged Colm. Colm does an artful job of, very bureaucratically artful job of answering without answering with a commitment to anything. You can tell that he is very skilled at doublespeak. Eventually, you see the conversation dies as you get Alexei is a little frustrated. Um, After a few moments of quietly eating and drinking, Sabrina, well, Emrys first, and then followed by Sabrina, walk back into the room. As they do, yeah,
Are all of the women dressed like Sabrina is? Like all of them like closed up to their like necks and arms, and are the boys also like fully covered like that?
that is a great question. No, most of the boys have like their sleeves rolled up or they're wearing something, open a little at the neck. The two older girls are also wearing something that's more flowing. The exception are the two youngest. You can see that the boy is wearing a very buttoned up outfit with a vest over the top of that, and as is the girl. Um, Whenever Sabrina comes back in with Emrys, you watch as the youngest one like shoves himself away from the table, stands there with his fist clenched and his face down, and mutters something in Romani.
Oh, and one more thing. If we tried to engage the smallest boy in conversation, would he have said anything?
You don't know, actually. I mean, you can try to talk to any of them, but anytime you try to start up the conversation, they seem to glance towards their father, who kind of doesn't nod or shake his head in either way. He just sort of like stares at them, um, which then kind of like kills any conversation. As she returns, though, he stands and says something, and you hear them have a short exchange with one another before the boy grabs his chair and sits back down. He has his fingers interlaced and he's sitting there just like you can almost hear him grinding his teeth across the distance of the table.
Colm speaks Norwegian, right?
Hmm.
She's going to ask in Norwegian. What did he just say?
He he looks at you and says in What other languages do you speak again? You speak French, don't you? No, that's Emrys. That's right, because Liz hates the French for some reason. I'm not sure if that's not a bleed over from the player a little bit there.
No, I love the French. There's nothing
Oh,
wrong
okay.
with the French. I think the French are great people, but like
Some of
Liz
my
just for
best
some
friends are French.
Insight check.
Inside check the player. What other languages do you speak again? I know you speak Elvish, but he's still working on that.
I speak Elvish, German, Norwegian, Common, and Arabic is the like weird language that I speak.
Yeah. He says to you in he goes ahead and answers in Norwegian. He says there was a request to be excused that was declined. Then an explanation that he was not feeling well, and the subsequent response of, that doesn't matter. Sit down.
Liz then looks at the little boy, considering that she's now been told that he doesn't feel well, and goes, "Would you like me to look at it?" She says it in Common, considering that the father speaks Common, so she assumes the son does.
The boy looks wide-eyed at you, and then looks to Alexei, and then back to you. The father stands and says, "I believe the time for pleasantries are over. Dinner has now come to a conclusion." And you watch as, like on command, all of them stand, gather up the items, and start to leave with them, with him sitting there at the end of the table. After a few moments, you watch as the oldest daughter brings back a crystal decanter, and within it you can see this like red liquid. She also brings him a small glass, like a shot glass. And she brings 6 of them, one for each of you, plus Calm, plus Alexei. And she quietly pours, barely removing the stopper, and then pours this. It's not a thick liquid; it's red, like a cordial almost. But pours one for everyone. He says, "I apologize for my outburst. I feel that perhaps I have made you feel unwelcome. Let me try again to see if I can be more pleasant. Please, drink with me if you will. To your health." And he holds the shot glass up.
There's no way I'm drinking this. I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way I'm drinking this. So, and since we're done with the pleasantries, let's fucking talk, all right?
Calm has the glass up to like, no, we're not drinking.
Emra's just like leaning over and just like hand.
Don't drink that. Okay. You
Me,
watch
apologies, unless it's tea, I don't drink.
So, I invite you into my home. I share my food with you, the company of my time with you. Is this a normal behavior for elves?
I don't know. My sister probably would have seduced you, but it's normal for me.
He kind of like sneers at you, like I would have ever lain with the filthy blood of your elves. I find your company to be unpleasant. Perhaps.
Same.
Perhaps this was a mistake. especially since you violate the sanctity of my home after inviting you here. And he kind of looks at Emrys. He walks over to the door that leads to the foyer that leads out, and he kind of motions. I apologize for the... No, no. I apologize for nothing. Leave.
Up I go. I'd like to try and go get my stuff.
Colm has this look on his face like, the fuck just happened?
As I'm going past Colm's seat, I'd like to like pull out his seat for him.
Yeah,
If he's
he's
just
like,
kind of stunned.
yeah, he's like, oh, okay. And he stands up. He's like following you, but he's just like, I don't under... Moonin, do you know what happened?
Honestly, it looks like he blowed a whole lot of smoke up our asses, and someone got curious and found out that it was in fact smoke.
You know, I'm beginning to believe he didn't like the directorate at all.
Judging
As
by
you're
the
exiting,
way-
like, and walking out of the building.
Judging by
Oh,
the
we
way he
talk with
talked,
that
I'd
boy.
say he probably does.
Liz is coming next to Emrys and just kind of like next to him, considering that if anything happens, she wants to be very close to him because he seems like he would be the target of the malice. I mean, besides her, but I mean, she's used to being the target for being an elf, but she's holding herself like kind of higher and like her like there's a more sway in her hips. And she's very much acting almost like LeBlanc would and like very like seductive almost, but like also fuck you. Like she doesn't give a shit.
She's
I'll
strutting that
hold
ass
my
out.
I was gonna say I'll hold my arm out as well for her if she'd like to just kind of hook her hand on it.
Strut that ass out of that building. All right.
I'm gonna walk to the car and get my rifle.
Probably for the best.
Gun, 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 gun. I'd like to see if I can just go quickly get my stuff and those photos
Okay.
if they're still there.
Yeah, as you move around to the back of there, you feel eyes watching you.
Okay.
You pick up your items and you look up. For some reason, it's that moment. You know how you get that feeling in your head that says, I need to look in that direction?
Mm-hmm.
And you see the girl standing there. Beside her, with a hand on her shoulder, is a desiccated, you can see a desiccated hand inside of a flowing gown and a funerary mask on the face. You blink and kind of shake your head for a second, and the figure is gone, but the girl still stands there. You watch as she does something with her hand, and then when she finishes, she kind of like grabs and throws it in your direction. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I just been cursed.
Did we follow Emrys?
I would have at least said where I was going. I was like,
Liz has her hand on Emrys. Like Liz would have
Okay.
accompanied him.
I'd
Does
be
she
with
also
Colm
need
then.
Emrys, if you see, nope, I just need Emrys to make the save. You guys only see if you look up, you only see a girl there. You never saw anything but the girl, and you see her making the movements, and then this happens. What did you make? How did you do?
that dice for the rest of the night. I'm at 1. You always catch me on wisdom saves. Unless I'm playing Grimly.
Good to know.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I wouldn't have been fast enough to give anything, right?
What's that?
I wouldn't have been fast enough to try to like help him in any way, right?
Nope, not that you could have done. Okay, hang on 1 second here.
Baby's first curse.
Gotta go find some milk. Get rid of that.
It is actually, you don't feel
listening.
anything. You don't
Oh.
really feel anything that happens. You feel your fingers kind of get numb for a second, and then they just kind of disappear or dissipate.
My finger?
Yeah, like have you ever hit you know how that tingly feel when you get your funny bone hit? It
So
tingles like that. You
I
shake it
still
out.
have my fingers though.
Yeah, they're still attached.
Okay.
They just feel tingly for a
The
second.
hands just tingle and then disappear.
The way
You know,
you
like-
word it sounded like my fingers were gone.
You
I
look
was
at
like,
your fingers. Oh, Mark!
me looking at Liz like,
Fix it. Don't know what to do. All right. You feel, like I said, you don't feel anything other than that. And you find your crowbar, your rope, and the pictures that are there.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent.
I'll talk about that with my party later. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die in 7 days, everybody.
Before we get in the car or wherever we're going, considering that we were taken by the family to the house, she's gonna ask Emrys in German whether or not we're burning the house down before we leave.
You tell me, you burning the house down or not?
I want to say yes. But there are also family and children involved. So at the same time, as much as I am never going near them again, there are still children involved. I think we should wait. I'm pretty sure that girl just did something to me, whether I know what it is or not. But
Liz looks over at Moonin and Gedge and goes, "It's time to light shit on fire." Yes.
I think we
Colm-
should talk
Colm-
with Colm about this a little before
Say,
we
I think
jump out.
Yeah,
Colm may take a
please.
bit of umbrage with that.
How about we see if they're part of the reason why we were called out here, and if it comes to it.
Even more reason to come alive.
But due research should come first.
Well, I don't think we're getting back in the house, so I'm not sure how much research we're going to have.
We don't need to be here to have research.
As you come around the corner, Emrys, in front of you, you see... Actually, I need to talk to you about something. I'm sending you a message right now.
okay. 7 days. Was I wrong?
It's 4. Sad flamethrower noises. The one day we let Gedge loose with that thing is just it's going to be amazing.
Liz is like, I don't know why we can't do it today. They did something to my boy Emrys, and they insulted me. So I
Screw that entire family. Welcome, JT. Welcome. I would like
Yeah,
to give a quick shout out while we're reading over this really quickly. One of the things I'd like to say is hello to any of the viewers out there who played with me this weekend. I had a lot of fun running 10-04. I actually had a player death in there. I felt kind of bad about it, but the encounter at the end of the adventure was pretty stout. And while I had it slated properly, it still was just like, oh, wrecked crew. But anyways, I still had a lot of fun. I look forward to running more again. So it's good to see everybody. So thank you all for dropping by, saying hello, and just checking us out. So hello to any new folks and any returning folks. We're glad to have you back with us as always. Okay, so Emerson, as you come around the corner.
I made a little bit of an edit, but it should be all there.
Yeah, it's okay. In front of you or just past the vehicle, making his way towards you is a familiar figure. One that terrifies you. Your breath catches in your your heart stops beating for a moment. Your breath catches as you realize, no, they can't be here. As he starts moving closer to you, you realize that he's muttering something as he's moving closer to you. As he does, you realize he takes out a very familiar looking rod with a very thin neck and a rounded ball on the end of it. You're familiar with this. You still bear a scar from your interactions with this individual.
Do we see him?
You don't see anything. You just see that Emrys is stopped walking and is looking terrified towards that direction.
At this point, since the photos, I'm already drawn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on, but gun is out and ready.
You have chambered rounds in rifle?
Keeping the rifle on my back for now. This is just the pistol.
All right. Sorry, I just read what JT said about looking like Dean Winchester, and it just hit me too. I just need you to say in a sad voice, I lost my shoe.
That's Sam.
That is Sam. Anyways, I like Sam. Big, tall moose. Anyways,
my shoe.
I lost my shoe. You watch as you are struck. You cannot move towards him, and you're not sure about moving away, Emrys, but you feel like that small child that you were again. The door opens to the house. You hear the door bang open as it does. Standing on the front step is the boy. However, he no longer has his shirt buttoned up. Instead, the sleeves are rolled up. And you see lines and what looks like drawing, and you realize that they're swirling on his arm. His shirt is open, and you can see the veins in his neck are these bluish colors. He reaches his hands together, and as he does, he pulls them out and throws them forward. As he does, you see bolts of energy fly. Boom, 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 all hitting the car. It sends it rocking on its side and over. Immediately, all of you dive for cover, I assume. With the exception of Emrys. I need you to give me another wisdom saving throw, please. And then I would love everybody to roll initiative for me, please. We're not going to go on roll 20 on this. We're just going to keep track of it here.
Sure.
We're going to theater mind this wide area that you have.
That
Just looks over at Moon and just goes, I told you to burn this down.
You asked for an excuse, and one has shown up. That is a 21.
Okay.
I got a
Anybody
+5
else
to
have
initiative.
over a 20? Okay. You have a 5? Or what's your initiative? 5? Okay.
5.
11 for me. Sorry. I forgot I had the alert feat, so there was extra to it.
5. Okay. 11 for Emrys. All right. This is going to go so well for everyone, by the way. I just want you to know that. I have faith and love in all of you. I need to find my...
We also have a party boon that Raymond gave us earlier.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Party boon. You all have a +1 to attack and saves while you are in this encounter. Not to damage.
Okay.
Attacks and saves and ability checks. Attacks, saves, and ability checks. So like a bless. A bless.
Sure.
Well, not a bless, but you know what I'm saying.
Same principle.
Yeah.
Where is Colm in all of this mess?
Colm is now hiding behind the car.
Okay.
He's holding a pistol in his hand about as effectively as you would expect Colm to hold a pistol in his hand.
That is fair. On the note of Colm, he does have a luck point sitting in the bank if he so needs it.
Thank goodness.
Due
Okay.
to a lovely viewer wanting to protect our little cinnamon roll.
Does that +1 go towards my wisdom save then?
Yes, you can add that +1 to your wisdom save.
Great. Then I would have rolled a 16, sorry.
Okay. You, as you go to back away from it, you trip and fall, and when you do, you realize that you're just looking at nothing. The terror that was there abates, and you actually are able to move past it. All right.
Well, now I'm mad.
Yeah, well, you should be. For the purposes of this, Colm is being protected by Gej, so we're going to just say that they are taking themselves out of the combat by doing that.
Perfect.
Because I don't like to play somebody else's character just in case things do go sideways. All right. Moonin, you are up first. You can see that the family, other than the boy and the girl, the family are starting to line up at the windows and open them. They haven't gotten there yet, but they're starting to.
Lovely. I would like to take cover where I can. What is around me that I could take cover behind?
There are a few trees in the front yard. They are coniferous trees, so you are looking at trunks that are about the width or size of a human, but they have low branches on them. So, like, to get up close to the trunk, you would have to duck low. Because they're like thick branches.
Theoretically, does it impose disadvantage if I were to be shooting from prone?
You know what? No, because I know how rifles work. You can steady yourself and fire.
Beautiful. I know it makes me a smaller target, so I'm going to get up under one of these trees and get mostly behind the trunk.
Kind of put your shoulder or your gun out so you can lean and fire.
Yes.
All right.
I will be slinging over my rifle.
Okay.
And I would like to take a sharpshooter shot with... No, just sharpshooter shot at Mr. Lightning Hands. Let's do that one. So this is a... Oh, so close. So close. That's a 19... It's a 23 to hit.
23 hits Mr. Tossing energy at you.
Cool. That was so close. That was a natural 19.
Uh,
That is 2d10 plus. Give me 1 second here. Sharpshooters, an extra 10 damage. So 2d10 plus 15. That's a 9. So that's 15. That is a 30 damage to our fella.
30 damage.
Yep, that was a 15 plus 15.
Alrighty then. Okay, let me go ahead and modify this. He howls in pain as you shoot him. All right, is that your turn?
Yes. Can I bonus action if I'm using a two-handed rifle with the pistol? That's why I didn't say anything.
No, bolt slide, steadying your aim and firing, and then bolt slide to chamber another round. Since it's not automatic, it's a bolt action rifle.
That's why I just said pass.
Okay.
Okay.
Then they are up next, and you are under there. So let's do something different. You're at the edge of there. Actually, at initiative round 20, a volley of fire is rained down on the party. So, what is Emrys's armor class?
14.
Okay. You are going to take a round. However, it is a grazing shot, and it does 6 points of damage to you. And then the two children are going to go. She emerges up on a walkway on top of the building, currently about 60 feet above you all. No, I'm sorry, too tall. Yeah, no, 60 feet above you all, with which you watch as she holds out her hand. And as she does, she kind of raises it above and then pulls it down. And as she does, a bolt of electricity seems to rocket out of the sky. Give me 1 second here. Yes, excellent. Cast spell, 2 point. I need a dexterity saving throw from Emrys and Liss.
Is a 14 for me.
18 for me.
Okay, Emrys, you are okay. Liss takes 13 points of lightning damage as a bolt of lightning rockets out of the sky and blasts the area where you're standing. While Emrys is able to dodge out of the way, your teeth are as the electricity shoots through your body, Liss. You do not have evasion yet, so you're going to take half of that damage, which would be 6 points of damage for Emrys. The boy is going to look out at your ally who is lying on the ground and attempt to hit you again. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, cool. It is 3. Make it with disadvantage, which makes the first one only a helps if I can see what that is. Only a 10. The next one is 17.
16 is the armor class.
Yeah, he's shooting at Moonin. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, I heard on the ground, so I was like,
No. And the next one is only a 14.
Nope.
So that's 3. And then it is going to do a D10 worth of damage as it blasts at you. Yep. Dealing 2 points of damage as the energy bolt slams into like the right in front of you. So it's more of the concussion than anything else. You watch as he then draws back into the house using the door frame as cover.
You better run, boy.
All right, that brings us to Emrys.
I guess moving to at least try and find some cover.
Okay.
And then
There's a tree, there's an overturned car.
sure. Well, if whichever one's closest is the
Probably
overturned.
the car, actually. Probably the car that's on its side now.
Okay.
It's not overturned, it's on its side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll go do that. And then I'll take a shot at the girl. The one that casted the spell.
Okay.
Probably just with the revolver.
All right. Remember, you do have proficiency, and it is based on your dexterity as you were taking careful aim.
Yep. She's gone, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, she
like
has
in the
gone.
turn order? Okay, never mind then. Perfect.
Yeah, they were just in front of you.
23 to hit.
23 hits her.
D8. Sorry. Let me just.
No, you're good.
15 points of damage.
How much? I'm sorry?
15. 1-5.
15. And I need to give you a concentration check. Okay. The coalescing clouds that are drawing the electricity and are like arcing and sparking dissipate as she loses concentration on the spell. All right. Is that your turn?
That is.
Liz.
I need a wisdom saving throw from the girl, DC 15.
That is a failure. 13.
Hold person.
She is locked up there in place. And again, just like with him, you can see her arms are these swirling, like you can barely make out these swirling images on her arm and her neck. All right. So she is held in place now, as she has failed her save. Is that your turn? Okay.
Sorry. Yes, that is my turn.
Okay. Back up to the top, Moonin. You can see that the girl is held.
Who do I see in the windows?
You see the rest of the family. You see the dad looks like he's standing over where the a room above the dining room. You see about 3 of the boys on ground level. You see 2 more up at top, and the 2 older girls are on upper windows.
Well, seeing as I have
6 boys.
a lovely eye with a rifle, I want to take a shot at the dad.
Okay.
If he's heading the family and seems to be calling the shots, it'd be a shame if he got a face full of ow.
Now he has 3/4 cover because he is like tucked against the window frame. Unless you have something that ignores it.
Sharpshooter
Ignoring cover.
ignores 1/2 and 3/4 cover.
Awesome.
Fuck you, fella.
Right in your arm, sir.
We are going to also sharpshooter this. Hey there, fella. Now, I have this DM's inspiration here. Can I use that to re-roll this? Is
You
that how
can.
that works?
Well, it's to give you advantage on a roll.
I am absolutely going to use that because something tells me that's not going to hit.
Don't forget, you have a +1 to your attack rolls.
The +1 was not going to help. That roll is much better. The first one I rolled a 2.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. No +1's going to help me there. That's a 15 +1 +5. 21.
Okay. Did you take out the
That was with the
are you
-5.
awesome. That will hit.
Yeah, figure I have a +9, so with the boon, it ended up being a +5.
+10.
Yeah.
So you just -5. I got you.
Okay. So
You are
2d
correct, JT. 1 + 1 still misses.
1 + 1 does in fact miss. 2d10. Oh, yes. Fuck you in particular, fella. That's another 30. That's a
Uh,
yeah.
Um, in a beautiful spray of red mist and smoke, you watch as he just sort of disappears from sight. You're pretty sure if he's not dead, he will soon be.
I'm pretty sure he didn't like that.
As you do so, you hear a scream of absolute horror, and you watch as one of the tattoos on the boy's arm flares for a moment.
Can we still see the boy? I thought he had stepped into the doorway out of my view.
Oh, I'm sorry. The girl.
Okay.
She's the
I
one
was
on
going
top.
to say, if he
You
was
watch
still
as
visible, I would have hit him again.
it flares up as you watch.
Okay. Okay.
All right. At initiative round 20, we are going to take some more shots. Shots. One of them, you hear a click that's audible, and then a grunt. $23 to hit Moonin.
That'll do.
You're going to take 10 points of damage.
Okay.
A natural 20 to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I dropped it. Sorry, I dropped it. Again to hit Moonin.
Natural 20 is going to do it.
5, 10 points of damage. Sorry. My brain was like, what was that number again? Miss. And what's Liz, what is your armor class?
18.
And you're behind cover because you dove behind something, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have.
Okay, that misses you then. All right.
Am I in cover under the tree?
You are considered in
Okay.
cover. My first one was a 23 to hit you, and then a natural 20.
okay.
So
Okay.
that's the only reason it was like, yeah, that's gonna hit. All right. Now it is the boy and girl's turn. She gets to make a save at the end of her turn, correct? For the hold person. She's still held. He is going to make Emers's hair absorb the lightning. He steps back around the corner again and uses another spell. he is going to use this spell because it is loverly. It's an attack roll. I just need to make it and then remember how much damage. Cool. You watch as he throws his hands out and lightning arcs across the distance to try to hit you. It hits the tree and blows pieces of bark and tree pulp across you, but does not hit as I rolled a paltry 14.
It's still close.
Yep. And that is their turn. Emrys, it is back up to you. The girl is held. Attack rolls against her have advantage.
You are muted.
I shouldn't still be muted. I'm unmuted.
Nope,
Now
there
you
you
are.
are.
I was like, it's on.
It
No,
didn't pick up anything you said at first.
Oh, I'm going for her.
Okay.
I have a bone to pick with her. See, I knew bringing out the new dice would be helpful. That's a nat 20.
Okay.
I want to hit
that
her, and I want to hit
definitely
her
hits.
so bad.
Double all that damage. And don't forget, you double all that damage there. Well,
It would have been
not the
a
modifier,
26 in total to hit, but
I think you hit her.
just maybe. Okay, let's do this. Oh, Jesus, sorry, I missed that. Four.
I'm sorry, how much was that?
3-4.
34. People making me do math.
34 points of damage.
Okay. Oof. That's a good shot. You see a bit of like red burst through from there. She would howl in pain, but a little held right now. It's amazing what that does. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is.
Emrys. Or no, I'm sorry, Lysandra. I can read.
So, with concentration, is she allowed to do anything else, or does she have to like continue
You
to
just
concentrate?
you just can't do another concentration spell. You can still like use your mace to hit somebody or use your gun to hit somebody. You can use your like a damaging spell like guiding bolt or sacred flame or anything like that. You can still do all of that. You can even cast healing spells. You just can't concentrate on two spells at the same time.
Oh.
From over in the woods, from over in the tree here. Ouch. She's not that kind of cleric. She says a little further down.
Hold on just 1 second then, because I did not realize what I was going. Is anyone near me to touch?
Emrys is near you. I thought. No, that's right. You dove the other way.
I moved away.
Yeah, that's right. You moved away. No, the only people that are near you are Gajan and
Colm.
Colm.
Can I get to Moonin without like getting in fire range, basically?
I mean, you're gonna be out in the open during that short period of time, but you can move towards him and like slide down to be near him. Lying prone gives disadvantage on ranged attacks, and you'll have cover of the tree, which is half cover. So gives a +2 to your armor class.
She's gonna, and she can still concentrate on the hold person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then she's gonna do that, and she's going to cure wounds on Moonin. So give me just 2 seconds to roll a d8.
Sure thing. You can do it at first level?
I am. It's going to just be a 1d8 plus my spell modifier.
All right.
It's appreciated.
Just 6. Sorry.
Hey, it's better than where I'm at.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it.
All right. You watch as Liz scurries out from cover of the vehicle. As she gets close, she hits the dirt and slides in underneath the tree, slamming a hand against Moonin, and you watch as magical energy boom, pulses through him. The girl upstairs, she's still held in a pose. She cannot do anything else. Moonin, it is your turn. Lysandra has come to your aid, friend.
Oh, much appreciated. Is the boy still visible at the door, or did he tuck back in?
He kind of tucked back in, but again, he's got like three-quarter cover because he's just like hiding against the door frame. For you, you can still shoot him.
Oh no, we have a party bane.
Why? Why would you do that?
So yeah, that just happened.
For the next 2 rounds, all of your attacks are made at disadvantage.
Okay. Because chaos. Okay, so it's back to me then.
That is your turn, yes.
I am going to continue to do sharpshooter shots.
Quite yet. Okay, sharpshooter shots at disadvantage.
I am going to burn a grit to give myself advantage, making it a
Which
straight roll.
normalizes the shot. Okay.
That's an 18 plus 5. 23.
18 plus 5, 23. Yeah, that hits the boy. Oh, what is that? What did you just give us?
That's a party boon to go with the party bane.
Your party already has
Party boon.
Yep,
the party has bless for the next 2 rounds.
Okay.
So you have a +1 for the entire encounter on those things. You have a disadvantage for the next 2 rounds, and for the next 2 rounds you have bless, which means for attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, you add a D4 to all of those rolls.
Well, 24 to hit.
24 hits him still.
Okay.
Doesn't hit him any less. He's still hit.
You know, you gave me the D4, I was going to roll it.
Hell yeah.
2d10. So that's a 10 plus 15. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, plus 5. So that's 25 to the boy.
Woof. Okay. Give me 1 second here, guys.
Oh. Liz has a luck now.
All right, so you have a luck. Excellent.
I like that your shirt like phased in and out. Oh, and I have a luck.
Ooh. We'll just hand out luck. Thank you.
I
This
guess
is
so.
why this is why we did these things, because it's fun to just engage with people and have
I'm
this stuff
excited
going out
that
there.
we're getting a lot of use of this today.
All right, so 26, and you said 25. Anything else that you're going to do in this turn?
Oh, and Emrys has a luck. We
So
all
everybody
have
has
a
a
luck.
luck.
Oh boy.
Which, remember, luck, you can re-roll your roll, or you can force me to re-roll mine.
Okie dokie.
So
I'm going to take my shot and then try and get behind the trunk as much as I can from the rifle fire.
okay. Yeah, so the trunk is there, so you're gonna have to just kind of slide over. It just takes your movement crawling.
Just gonna do like a combat roll, just
Okay, just kind of roll over on your back.
yeah.
Hydrate! Unfortunately, I'm out of drink, so they'll hydrate and I'll stand there and go, yay. Oh, yeah, that one I'll do. Oh, God. Look, my shirt. Yeah, you're right. My shirt kind of goes in and out.
Ooh.
Look, I'm a library. Ugh,
Cap is
there we go.
secretly comb.
Secretly, I thought we already agreed on that. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I think
All
that'll
right.
do it.
On initiative round 20, more
How's our
follow.
fellow looking at the front door there?
Yeah, he's not looking too good. He's still up, but he's not looking too good.
And a player boon for Moonin.
Player boon for Moonin. You feel an effervescence rush over you as the adrenaline of battle kicks in. You remember this. You have resistance to damage for the next 2 rounds, which is good
Okie dokie.
because that's a miss, and that is not. With disadvantage, that's going to be an 18 to hit Moonin.
And you said I have +2 for the cover?
That's, yeah, you're right. That's +2 for the cover. So that misses you, doesn't it?
It meets it, beats it.
Oh, it meets it, beats
Right
it.
on the dot.
You are going to take 4 points halved to 2 because you have resistance right now.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, natural 20, and we're going to share the love here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dice does not like you. There we go. Emrys. A lucky round flies in your direction. Yes, so Decca, what's going on is the family is in the house firing guns and things out at the party who were in the yard. At initiative turn 20, like a lair action, they fire a round they fire rounds into the area where the party is. So actually that I take that back, Emrys. I did not roll that with disadvantage. So
Oh, okay.
so that was that. All right. Wait, you're not prone, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I
Uh,
was rolling for prone.
Liz and I are, or Liz and I
Yeah.
are.
No, I'm behind the car, but I have a luck point that I can make you re-roll you.
Yes.
I've been sorry, keeping track of all the boons and banes. I'm just like I'm lost a little bit on
you
what
can
we have.
spend your luck point to make me re-roll.
Okay. Wait, was I allowed to do that after knowing if you hit me or not?
It's fun, and I'll fudge the rule a little bit.
I don't even know. I'll use it. I'll let you re-roll it.
20 hits. That's, I mean, duh.
I'm going to forget myself that I have it more than likely in a couple more rounds. So
just get it out of there.
Yeah, you can have it.
All right. You have 3/4, which is a +5.
Okay.
That makes the total hit a 20. Not a natural, a total of a 20 to hit you.
Okay.
Which is good because at least lowers the amount of damage that you're going to take. Which is only 6 points of damage to you that time, as a lucky round fires, punches through the base of the car and slams into your body. All right. That is 20. It is the kids' turns. Oh, one more thing. Moonin, you notice, as well as does Liz, the dad seems to have risen up into the window again. Unlike before, though, he does not seem to be using the windowsill to hide. He seems to be just standing there. All right.
Took that round like a boss.
Maybe. That's going to be a 24 with disadvantage to hit you.
Me?
Moonin. Yes. You are dropping them like flies. You're doing the most damage to them, so they're just targeting you.
That's
The boy
fine.
steps
I
out
will
and
use my
holds his
luck
hands
to
out.
tell you to roll that again. Because I am also going to forget that if it sits there for too long.
With disadvantage, it is a total of a 20.
And I just have the +2?
Yep.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. And at this level, the initial one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a total of 5. Okay, cool. 3, 8, 9, 19, 24 points of lightning damage as he steps around and wrings his hands out. As he does, the spell just reeks across and lightning arcs between the two of you, and he seems to grab a hold of them like he's holding the reins of this lightning
Is
shaped
that
creature.
also halved because of the resistance?
It is not halved, so halve that to 12. Those of you at home might recognize this as Witch Bolt. He is holding on to it and is arcing between the two of you.
Okay, we just received a terrifying luck. And we have a luck point for the DM's choice between Colm and the enemies, and a player bane on whatever you choose storyteller. So, yeah, that just happened.
So I have a luck point to spend on whomever I choose that is in my control. A player bane.
That you can pick whoever you want to impose it upon.
One player. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Not an entire party. That's
Nope.
right. You said player.
Single player.
Party bane that I so choose. Mwahaha. All right. I'm going to come around to that in a minute. The girl, her hands that have been held up, as she breaks free, rolling a total of a 20 on the save.
Yeah, you're gonna want to re-roll that.
13.
There
So
goes all these lucks. Nope.
There's all the luck points.
Stay there.
Actually, I'm going to spend my luck point
To roll it again.
Fuck, I'm still far. She's still like held in place. I love the chaos. I love
It's
this.
like
This is
playing
so
a
much fun.
blue deck and another blue deck in Magic. Counter, counter, counter.
All right, that is the children's turn. Let's go for it. Let's see who's next. That would be Emrys, if I'm not mistaken.
So she's still tied up. And I've got disadvantage, but because she's tied up, I'd have advantage, so I just have
So
a
it's a
normal
normal shot. Mhm.
Ooh, okay. Do
You
I
don't
still
have
get
to
my
keep up with it. I do.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like ooh.
Technically, yes, because you would have had advantage regardless of the disadvantage in there. You would have advantage on the attack, which means your sneak attack would still proc.
Okay, that was my next question. Thank you so much.
I heard you ask it without fully asking it, so I knew
I
it
was
was
just
coming.
like,
I saw
You
the
said-
question processing.
Yeah, you said, "Does my snake?" And then we got off into something else.
okay, so now I have a +1 to attack rolls, but I also have a D4 to attack rolls.
That is correct.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I still hit either way. So 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 2, 22.
You're a monster. Yes, that works.
Okay, we'll do that. So 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21.
21 damage.
Yes.
Okay. My luck point is gone. So there we go.
You just have that player bane in your pocket.
Shoot, yes, I do, and I'm going to administer that at the top of the round.
Okay.
Okay. On to the next. Is that your turn, Lysandra? So you take careful aim, just like through the wheel well, and find her. Bang! Shot rings out through the air, striking and piercing her. You would watch her drop closely to dropping. She's still standing on her feet. One, because she's held, and two, because she's not quite done in. But you can see that the veins in her neck are starting to recede, and her arms, the swirls, are starting to fade a little bit.
Okay.
Lysandra, it is your turn.
Okay, so it is my turn. She is still held. I am going to let me just double check and make sure that I actually have this. Sorry. I'm going to do a prayer of healing for up to 6 creatures of my choice that I can see. I assume
That is a minute casting time.
That
is an out of combat spell.
That'd be
Oh,
10
that's
rounds
right.
of holding that spell.
Yeah, never mind. Hold on a second. I gotta think of something else. I guess
That's
I'll
fine.
probably just cure wounds Moonin again.
Just slaps you on the thigh. Get better.
I just want you to know he's not looking super great.
Stop bleeding. You're getting it all over the grass. Stop it.
So am I adding anything to my D8? Am I adding a D4 to
Yes.
that as well?
You're adding your wisdom modifier. It's a D8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, but am I adding with the
No, not
party?
the
I'm
D4.
confused with things. No, okay.
No,
Just making
the D4 would be to attack rolls, to saving throws, and ability checks. Like if you did a perception check in the middle of combat, you would add a D4 to it.
that's 11. Be well.
I will take 11. Happily.
Excellent. All right. Back up to the top of the round. Moonin.
Don't forget to do your bane before you forget.
Yes, my bane. Let's let fate decide. Emrys. Something has gone horribly awry. After that last shot, it didn't fully cycle the chamber. If you're going to use your revolver, you will have to take this round to reload it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Now, Moonin.
So, for the resistance, is that until the end of this round or the end of my turn on this round?
The end of this round.
Okay. Just checking. And then this is the last round for the disadvantage for everybody.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure I am following everything still.
You're good.
I am going to burn one more grit.
How many of those do you have left?
I have one of those left after this. But if I drop the fella, I get it back.
That's fair.
So, straight roll, sharpshooter. We're just going to keep hammering this guy. So, with a d4. So that's a 15 on the die.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 5. So that's a 20. Plus 3 for the d4. That's a 23.
23 hits him.
Okay, fella, just go to sleep.
Let's put the bullet in your head and go to sleep now.
Just take a nap. And those are 2 9s.
Ooh.
So
18 plus 10?
18 plus 15.
18 plus 15 is 33.
33.
Are you shitting me?
No.
On the money.
On the dot?
As you fire the round, it clips through the frame just at the edge of the frame, which puts it into a spin. As it does, it rises up since your trajectory was that way. There's just a sound, and the boy hits his knees and falls forth. The electricity that was arcing between the two of you just instantly drops as he does as well. A pool of blood starts to form at the edge of the staircase, or the edge of the steps where he falls down in the doorframe.
So, would this be considered a killing blow to a significant
He
threat?
he is a killing blow to a significant threat. Yes, he is dead.
I will take my grid point back.
As you should.
I'm waiting for these dice to turn on me. They've been rolling okay.
as you watch him fall on initiative round 20, the volley of rounds seem to stop. It is now her turn. She is still held up on top of the roof. Oh, cool, caught it. She's still held up on top of the roof. I can't roll. Like, that 17 was the highest I rolled with all of these. Otherwise, I rolled a 10. Everything else has been like 10 or 11. All right. Since the other one's dead, it is now Emerus's turn.
So question, just because I know she's higher up. With my cunning action, would I be able to get up to her?
You're talking about climbing, and you
Yeah.
don't have second story work, so it would take half your movement to move up there. Even with your cunning action, you're looking at normally what would be 30 feet is or 60 feet is halved to 30. So no, you wouldn't be able to get up to her.
So with my cunning, so okay, dash doesn't count for climbing, kind of thing. That's what I meant.
Right. So
Okay.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're not invisible wiring like up the wall
Yeah.
here.
Okay, I just wanted to double check if that's if that could be used for that. Then okay, revolver being thrown to the ground, rifle being pulled out.
Oh snap! Now you have proficiency with the pistol,
The revolver, but not with the rifle.
but not with the rifle. All that means is you don't get to add your proficiency bonus to it. There's no disadvantage or anything else like that.
Which is perfectly fine. That's a 10. Just in case I do hit. But I still have a regular hit because she is held, and my sneak attack will still go off. So that is... Where's my D4?
I don't know. Where is your D4?
$21 is fine?
21 hits.
$21. 2-1.
You throw the rifle over and wrap the strap around your arm and lay it on the tire of the car. Take careful aim for a second and release the round. Her form still up there. The bullet goes through a piece of the crenellation and fires up and through. It's not this big movie Hollywood action scene where there's just blood and gore everywhere. It's just through, and then rivulet, just red, kind of blossoms on her dress.
Still standing there, just like.
Still standing, but held. But you know that was a killing blow. As she falls, you hear the sound of collapse from inside the building. Like the sound of people. The gunfire has stopped and just this kind of...
Okay.
Moon and the dad, who was standing there, just topples over.
I'd like to use my movement to get back in the house.
Yes, absolutely. I was never a big fan of all the like, blood spray. It's like, that's not how bullet works.
Depends on the caliber.
I guess it does. I mean, if you hit somebody with a 50 cal, they are missed in memory. Bone fragment in memory. All right, so yeah, you're out of combat now, so you can absolutely move in towards the house. Calm pops his head up and says, "Are they still moving?" And then just kind of like peeks down. um,
Stay with Gej.
that was my plan.
Uh,
You just see a little gout of from behind the car.
actually a little smoke.
Now just okay.
Without a word, yeah, I'm gonna go inside and I'm going to head towards that bedroom.
Okay. You spot the boy lying there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the they're still on him, but they're faded.
Okay.
But looking at him, you realize that something else is strange. He looks like he's becoming desiccated. Like his skin is withering.
I'm sure Liz will find enjoyment in looking that over. So I'm just
You book it up to the room as
Mhm.
you open it. The form is still lying on the bed. The funerary mask is still on. What are you doing?
hooking my finger under the mask and
Uh-huh.
going to pull that off.
You pull it off. Dead skin like leather is stretched across the bony features of what may have, in her living years, been a beautiful woman. But she is now nothing more than a husk lying there. As you pull the funerary mask away, I would like for you to give me a sorry to do this to you, wisdom saving throw. You still have the bless on you, technically.
Does that +1 still count?
The +1 is done,
Okay.
but I'll let the
18.
okay. You pick it up and you feel an electric charge. Not painful, but just kind of like that build of static.
Okay.
And something, you feel something try to intrude on your own personal thoughts,
Mhm.
but you shake them away and you look at the mask. In the dim light that is there, you can see the emerald eyes start to sparkle, like just for a second before fading out.
Like quietly to myself. Normally I'm not one that would just steal from the dead, but I'm putting that in my bag.
Okay, as you do so, you turn it over and you look on the inside of it.
Mhm.
You see what appears to be scrawling writing of some sort all within it.
Something to have Colm look over after, but probably not touch it.
You put it
So
in the bag.
put it right in the bag.
Okay. Liz, the form of the boy is lying there at the door frame. You can see that the bullet had a lucky entry at about right here and then tore through out the other side, coming out back here, tumbling through as it went. And that's what killed him. He died of natural causes because when you get shot, naturally you die. Anyways, again, you watch as his form, this young boy, starts to become like emaciated and withered, as though thousands of years, or not thousands, but hundreds of years of desiccation have all taken place in like a matter of seconds.
Honestly, I don't think Bliss would care at all about this. Like because she knows that prayer of healing takes 10 minutes, she's like, I don't care about anyone in the house. They're
1
all
minute.
dead. Honestly, I think he's like, why did Emerus go in there? We're going to burn it to the ground anyway. He needs to come out so I can heal his stupid ass. And that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go back to the Duke and have a good night's sleep. That's all I want is for everyone to be well and to go to sleep.
Before Liz walks away from the tree, I'm just gonna lay there. But make sure you finish off the ones that just kind of fell over, just in case if you're heading in the house. And I'm just
I'm
gonna
not
roll
heading around.
over onto my back. I'm just gonna lay there outside.
Just
She pats him and she's like, "No, I got you, buddy. We're gonna patch you up. It's just gonna take me like a few minutes. Give me a minute. I've got to go get my bag."
from over at the car, you hear, "Moonin, are you dead? Please don't be dead."
I'm just gonna raise the rifle into the air and shoot it.
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna lay there, just like bang.
Oh, good. I was worried for a moment. Right. And you watch as Colm stands and goes, "I know we're gonna burn it to the ground, but I'm gonna be right back." And he heads in, his revolver out, looking like, and his accordion case in his hand, and he starts walking into the building. Imra's,
Calm.
Don't die. Don't die. Do not die.
I'll
If
be
you die in
fine.
the house, I'm going to burn you with the house.
Good to know.
Calm.
Yes.
Look at those tattoos on the guy who's dead in the doorway.
That's my plan. All right, Emrys, you were inside. You saw what you saw on the mask. You put it in.
Mhm.
All right, what are you doing? What she said.
The no, it was high. I was like, "What is that?" But I realized it's highlighted. Did she fall off the ledge of the roof or no?
Collapse to it.
Oh, she collapsed on the roof.
Yeah, it has one of those. The there's a name for it, but I can't think of it. But it's like where it builds in the natural walkway with the railing on it. It's one of
Oh,
those.
okay. I like a terrace.
A widow's
Terrace?
Widow's Walk. Thank you. I knew there
There
had a
we go.
name for it. I couldn't remember it.
I'm gonna go to her body next.
Okay. You climb up, finding the stairs that lead up into that area. She's lying up there, and the same thing. Her
Okay.
form is becoming like desiccated almost.
She collapsed to it, but I'm gonna like move her so that she's at least like facing up. And I'm just basically checking her over just to look like over her.
You're looking at those. The ink is like withdrawing almost, and as it goes, you can see that's why the skin is
Starting to
doing
fade.
that, and it seems like the ink is just bleeding out onto the roof along with her blood.
Okay. I have a little bit of vials. Can I pick up some of that?
Yeah, you can try to use a dagger and kind of like scoop some of it in there.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then just because it'd be bothering me if we didn't crouching down that same dagger that he used to scoop some of the blood, he's just gonna take it and just slowly push it in against her throat, not like blade wide, like point wide side down, and just like place it and then just slowly push it in and then remove it and take it back out.
Just make sure she's dead. You don't want her popping back up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, she does not stir at your application of force through blade.
It's fine. Clean it off
You
on her
hear,
clothes, put it back in its spot.
just wipe it off on her dress. You hear, Emrys, are you up there?
Just-
Someone should see this. And he like motions you down.
I'll go to calm. I want to just put her body like off the roof. That way we can like move it back in. Yeah, just like
Plop.
just
down
move
the
it back and
stairs.
just wherever it is, just so that it, you know what?
Just
Yeah,
just kick her down the stairs.
there's a little bit of spite going on right
What
now.
you get
It's
for
fine.
being creepy.
Yeah.
Okay. As you come down, you can see the rifles and guns that they were using were in, not older, but you can see that they're definitely not of the caliber that you guys are using. Also, all of them seem to be sleeping peacefully, but you realize when you look at them closely, none of them are breathing.
Can I look them over a little bit? A
Yeah.
little bit of medicine,
Mm-hmm.
if that'll help at all.
Give me a medicine check. You're going to get aided by Colm, who is going to help you out with that.
Okay. What does that do? Is it-
Advantage.
Oh,
Advantage on the
not using that dice. Or no?
What's up?
The D4?
No, it's gone.
No.
by now.
Okay. Sorry, that was a 19. Sorry.
Okay. They have died in their own individual ways. Some of them you can see the mark of disease or some sort of scarring from some ailment.
Okay.
Some of them look as though their form now looks as though they are like maybe have died of malnourishment. Every single one of them though is dead. I mean, doubly so for the youngest two. You're not sure what caused the dad's death, but he also is dead. Well, I'm sorry. Nope. I'm sorry. Reread my notes. You know what killed the dad? The gunshot
The
that
big hole in his face.
yeah, the original gunshot that went through.
Okay.
Why he stood back up, you don't know, or how, you don't know. He is quite dead now, though.
Double dead. Shot in the head, dead. Got it. Well, all are dead. Besides that, the kids were just playing with magic.
Puppeteering? That's unheard of. In all the research that we know of, necromancers are trained for years. And I've never... This takes further study. I've never seen this sort of puppeteering. I mean, yes, I've seen puppeteering with magic before. That's nothing new. But the father was in on it, or was he implicit in the control? I don't...
There was a
Because he
body
fell
upstairs.
early. I'm sorry, a body upstairs.
There was a body upstairs. The wife, mother, perhaps. I'm gonna guess may have had something to do with it. She died when the two youngest were young, as far as I could tell from pictures. When I went to the washroom, I was fine. A bad habit, but I didn't trust the family. As far as I could throw them, and you'd think I could throw anybody.
But you said she was dead? Like, dead as in, like, the rest of these people, or was she dead before?
Well, when I went up, there was no breathing, but then there was a breath. The daughter showed up. There was a funeral mask on her. I have the
Funeral
mask.
mask?
Don't touch the mask. I'll show it to you later. And then
I'm really interested in that.
Very quickly, Stern. Don't touch it.
there's
You go, there's a funeral mask. Ooh, can I? No. Okay.
I'll hold it for you later, but I don't think anybody else should be touching it. But I think actually, Sandra might have it right with burning this place to the ground.
I want to agree. This shall be an odd report indeed to fill out. Shall we be done with this weird place?
Yes, unless you'd like to do some comb over of the place to find other information, but
He kind of looks around. No, I think I'm good. Although it does, as you're like walking down the stairs back outside, he goes, although it does make me wonder, what was in the food? He just kind of
I'm
leaves
glad
the
I didn't
building.
eat it.
Fair, but I did. Anyway, as you walk out, Gedge is standing there with the flamethrower on, looks at Lysandra, goes, huh? Can I do it now?
Happy flamethrower
Looks over and
noises.
yeah, and she's patching up Moonin, and when Emerus comes out, she's gonna patch him up. And if Colin or Gej did anything along with herself for 18.
18. Good job.
Well, I'll take it.
There, Gej steps forward and just lays on it and just left to right to left, just lets the whole thing on fire. until it catches and crackles and fire burns. Gedge stands there for a moment, just staring at it, a look on his face. You're not sure if it's glee, happiness, or something more sinister. But Colm looks around and points at the car and goes, I believe that was our ride.
I hope you're fine with walking.
Is it
Indeed.
salvageable if we knock it back on its wheels?
You knock it over and it's like, and there's bullet holes all in it.
Does it drive?
Technically, they're very big family. There might be another car.
Or horses and a carriage.
So something just feels right about pulling back up to the Duke's place, showing signs of a ridiculous fight, and going, "We solved your problem."
Give me an intelligence.
I'm not good at those, but we'll see how
Give
it
me
goes.
well, actually, we'll do this. Give me survival, but instead of wisdom, you're going to use your ability. Your ability score for it's going to be intelligence.
Well,
Sad. So you get your
it's just
proficiency if you are proficient in it.
no. It's just a straight D20. My intelligence is a 10.
Okay.
That's a 15.
You it doesn't drive the best. One of the wheels is wobbly from where it went back over on its side. It is a rough ride, but it gets you there before sputtering out and dying as it comes to a roll at the gates to the palace or to the estate.
So I take it I drove then?
Yeah. The guards just kind of step forward, or whoever wants to drive can
I
drive.
mean,
But the
I'll
guards
totally drive. I'm fine with that.
the guards step forward and look at you all, and Colmes like stumbles out of the and straightens himself up. Colmhain to see the Duke, please. And as you are walked into the estate proper, that is actually where we're going to end this episode of the Troubleshooters, along with this year's episodes of the Troubleshooters. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the last episode until January 4th. We will return on January 4th with our next episode of the Troubleshooters. That was a lot of fun and chaos, and it was great. So I love interacting with the audience. It was fantastic. I get to tell everybody my party appreciation, which I planned on doing anyways, but I'll go ahead and do it anymore. So let's start off. I talked about it all the time about how much Otter does for the work. So I'm going to go ahead and say it one more time, but I'm going to actually redeem party appreciation for me, or I give them appreciation. I'll let Just Enough Wrong correct me on that. Anyways, I'm going to continue. Oh, you have that backwards. You want the party to show appreciation for me?
I mean, I redeemed it for you so you could do
Oh.
what you were going to do anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm confused. Anyways, do both. There we go. Otter, thank you again for making the artwork go where it's at. But more importantly, that was just a lot of fun to have Moonin and watch you play as Moonin. You do such a great job with it. I mean, that's something that holds true for all of you. But just like the mannerisms of a soldier and things like that, even though I know in real life you aren't, but just the things like rolling over in your back and just kind of raising the rifle, going, "Yep, still here." It's just a very Moonin thing. So thank you for all of the hard work that you and Q both do on the side of the backside of getting all the production there. I really appreciate all the work that you guys put into it, but also thanks for bringing Moonin, this great character, to life here. A huge thanks to Q, who just like Moonin, I love Emrys. I love the mannerisms, the little sneaky things. Like I was really looking to play into that, the strong suit of having him use his abilities to do something. So I was really glad that you did that, and it was a lot of fun. I'm really interested to see if you're going to what you're going to do with that mask now that you have it. So thank you for bringing Emrys to life. and then I'm going
He's
to
gonna
keep
put
on
it
the
on
same
and tell us
thing.
about the conga.
I'm going to hope that you put it on, and I'm going to leave that hanging in the air there.
Just
All right,
breaks
New
out
Year's
into
resolution:
song.
put the mask on.
There we go. That's what the next Bane is. Somebody's going to give a player Bane, and it's going to be put on the mask. And then to Vixen, who plays as Lysandra. We love Lysandra. She is sweet, and then all of a sudden it's like, bitch, I will slap you. And I just love how you turn on a dime. It's a lot of fun to watch you play, and again, just all the energy that you bring. And even though you're not here, Voodoo, we love you too. And Gage, the accent, the way you play him. I was noting that the artwork, if everybody takes a close look at the art, there is a bit of the player in the art, specifically for Lysandra, because it's literally a take off of her. But if you carefully look at each one of them, the player is actually in the artwork. Interstellar Machine did such a fantastic job. I'm so happy that artwork came out the way that it did. I'm going to go ahead and prattle on for another second before I give these guys a chance to say anything at all. When we come back, again, we will have a few more episodes of the Troubleshooters. We will then take a break while I write the following episodes, and just to kind of give ourselves a break. But this is now episodic, and it's 12 episodes per season, and it will be multiple seasons as long as you guys come and watch. If you guys, the community out there that is watching, if you will do me the biggest of favors, all of these are recorded and loaded to YouTube. If you have missed any of them, go back and watch. More importantly, bring others to watch. I'm going to put a big push to share our tweets and our Facebook posts and everything else like that. I love the players, I love the show, and I love all of you guys for getting involved. And all I want to see is that chaos multiplied by 25, 30, 75, whatever. I would love to see the crazy amount of people that we can hear. So
How many
thank
boons and
you.
banes can you come up with on the dime?
Oh, at the point, have you met me?
75 things going on coming in sounds amazing, but
And if you will
chaos.
notice, I didn't write or type any of that out. I kept it all up here going. I want to say, though, really, in all honesty, all of you guys, just enough wrong, Decca, JT, Lil Given, Ray, all of you guys that come in week after week and watch us do this, really, really appreciate it. I would still put it on, but it's so much fun to have you guys here. So I hope that our 2-week break won't lose you, and we will be back proudly on January 4th. In the meantime, I will then let these guys say, from me, Heath, I would like to wish everybody a happy holiday, and I hope that you are all safe and enjoy it. I love each and every one of our viewers as well as my players, so thank you all so much for making this a dream come true for me. I'm going to shut up for now, and I'll let these guys talk for now.
I guess
Not all
I'll
at
go
once.
first. No one's jumping, so I'm just gonna go first. I do want to touch on the art once again. I absolutely love how all this art came out for everybody. Like, even looking into like the details, Emrys and Gej have freckles. Like, the amount of detail that got put into these and the love that went into these is amazing. I'm so happy with how they came out. And then for you,
Mhm.
Heath, I just really enjoy your playstyle as a DM. Like, it's really fun to have a lot of options in the way we go about doing things. We might have something we encounter that we have to think our way through versus just gunning our way through. And then you have situations like today where who knows what could have happened had we not explored. But very adaptive style. I've been having a ball. This has been great.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
I'll jump in. I've been with Dire Bear for a couple years now, and if there's anything I'm thankful for, it's definitely like it's Cap. Like whenever I'm not even I'll touch on his play style later, but like whenever I first started, I was part of Alone in the Void, and having Cap as a DM, I felt like I definitely came out like in more than one way, but definitely kind of found myself with the help and kind of like the little push that Cap probably didn't know he was doing, but he was definitely doing just a little bit. But
Alone in the
Cap's an
Void is
amazing guy.
still Alone in the Void is still one of my favorites. That is also on our YouTube channel. Alone in the Void was so much fun. I've
I
thought about
love.
revisiting it.
If you do, I need to. I'll cry to come back, please. I literally will cry. I'll bring
We'll
my boy
see.
back. Something different. But Cap's absolutely a great guy in and out of games. Like, I'm
Thank you.
glad to have made a friend in
Me
Cap.
too. Aw. I'm okay.
All right, so happy holidays to whoever's celebrating. Happy almost last night of Hanukkah to anyone who is Jewish. And happy Christmas and all the other holidays. I have been friends with Heath/Cap for many years now. Over the holidays, I'm actually going to see him because he's fantastic. And I'm braving an airplane for him, just not because of COVID, not because I'm afraid. But I love him dearly, both as a DM and as a person. So I'm very excited to see him. And I do want to also touch on the art because the art is fantastic. And I was very vague on what I thought I wanted, and it came out perfect. So everything's good. Everything's good, and he's great.
Awesome.
And we'll see you guys next year. And if anyone prays or wants to send well wishes towards me, I have a huge test tomorrow,
no.
and I really appreciate just like good thoughts and good vibes.
You got this.
Absolutely. That is I real quickly I want to touch on this and then we're going to sign off, I promise. Yesterday there was a conversation had if you haven't seen it, you probably saw there was a video from JoeCat, the crap guide to D&D, but it was about the dungeon masters, and I watched it. I devoured all 22 minutes of it before I knew it. One of my favorite lines is where he goes, "Shut up, Matt. Nobody cares," when he's talking to Matt Mercer. And I laughed about it. But as I'm watching it, I realized that, and I said this in our channel, I said, 30 years in, over 30 years into running and playing D&D as a DM, I still get those moments of, oh God, am I okay? Am I doing this right? Do these players enjoying themselves? Are they having a good time? It creates a bit of anxiety with me, especially when I'm doing the online games with players that I've never met before, but I've always gotten good feedback and things like that. This really helps, and I really appreciate it. I'm not one to fish or try to drag compliments from people, so I take them well. So thank you, all of you, for that boost of confidence. I really love it, and I love everybody. I really looking forward to seeing my friend. I've missed you so much, and I can't wait to see you again. And I love you guys. Everybody out there, take care of yourselves. Watch the previous episodes if you really want a good time. Watch Alone in the Void. It gets wild, especially whenever you have a gigantic sentient sapient robot and it asks you a single question, and the captain goes, "Conquer?" And that's all I'm gonna say. It's just crazy bananas from the start to the end. Thank you all so much. If you've ever had a question about DMing, how to do it, or whatever it is you want to do, join our Discord. These guys can attest. I'm pretty quick to answer questions if they're directed at me. I am happy to answer them. I'm here for you. Our Patreon does have the reward where I got to play as a very powerful wizard who did nothing damage-wise but control the battlefield. You can go check that out. We really appreciate you guys. Happy holidays again. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. We'll see you on the 4th. Bye.